All right, folks, we are wrapping up day 2 of practice for the FLW Tour event presented by TH Marine on Lake Champlain. Got Miles Howe with me, who has never been here before. So, how you like it?
So far, I really do like this place. I was expecting it to be a little bit different, to tell you the truth. I thought we're going to be here at a full-blown spawn.
Yep.
And
I think a lot of people expected that.
And what I've seen the last 2 days of fishing is that there's a big group of fish that have already done their thing, and they're already starting to pack up, and there's wolf packs coming together. So, but I like that style better than actually having to sit there with a flogger and trying to look for them. Yeah, okay. I prefer this style.
Cool, cool. I know it seems like, not that you're a rookie, but like first timers can have a pretty good history on Champlain, just because it's so diverse and like you can find sort of what you want to find, which sounds like you might have done that.
Yeah, you know, we don't have anything like this, but we do have a smallmouth fishery back out west, Lake Havasu, that I'm doing things I do there out here, and I'm catching fish. And okay. you know, the only difference is I'm able to bump up the line a little bit. Instead of doing the 5-pound test, I'm throwing things with 7.
They're a little dumber here.
Yeah, which is good, which I like. But yeah, I think you know, it kind of fits my style from the West Coast. Light line, a lot of finesse fishing, spinning rod in my hand, and I like that.
All right, all right. Do you have any ideas of trying to target largemouth? Because it sounds so far like you've really tried to hone in on smallmouth.
I do. I kind of went largemouth fishing today around 3 o'clock, and I got on something pretty good. I had, you know, 2 pretty good bites, and
okay.
I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of right now on the fence of which way I want to really focus tomorrow's practice. But
interesting.
I went into this wanting smallmouth, targeting smallmouth, rigged up for smallmouth, and then today I saw something and I kind of converted to largemouth the second half. So.
All right. If you had to guess, like, do you think a guy can do well catching all smallmouth, catching all largemouth, or catching that combination, or do you feel like there's a majority that folks should lean into?
You know, I know when the coast...
I don't want to ask too closely, but you know,
I do think
last year it was all smallmouth,
yeah,
but that's not always the case.
No, but you know, the water's a little off color, and I think that may help with the largemouth a little bit. You know, I do think that to win this tournament, you can win it on some of the smallmouth I've seen, but the guy that can maybe get a mixed bag will do
really well.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I guess my last question, now that we're talking about winning this thing, what's going to be a good weight this week in your mind?
To win?
As far as to either to win or just what are you going to need to be fishing on the weekend?
I think it's going to take 68 to win. I think it's going to be, you know, somewhere up in the high 60s for the win. I mean, 60 pounds makes the top 30.
All right, now that would be 30 a day, which would be great.
No, I'm sorry. That would fish that will get you 10th through first. 60 pounds is what I'm hoping for, so I can make the cup.
All right.
That's my goal. 68 would be a bonus, but 60 is my goal. That's the number I've been thinking about.
And then that locks you in, and you're headed to Arkansas.
That locks me in. Actually, we're going to stay here. My family's coming in. We're staying up here. Beautiful fishery. I mean, this place is amazing, and it's about as far away from San Juan Capistrano as I could possibly physically drive. So this is a far one.
All right. Well, I like it, man. You got one more day out there, so good luck.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
All right, folks, we are continuing on, wrapping up day 2 of practice. Got Dakota Ebare with me.
What's going on?
Dude, I'm on Lake Champlain. It's great.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's awesome.
Well, great.
Tell me about Champlain, because you've been here before. You were even here last year for the Costa, so like, you kind of have, despite, you know, your southern address, you've kind of got a vibe here. Yeah,
last year I decided to fish the northern coasts just because I'd never been up here and didn't have any experience fishing for smallmouth like this, and you know, or even any kind of northern fishery like that. Even the largemouth are a little bit different. So I came up here and I fished the whole northern division to get some experience, and hopefully it'll pay off this week.
All right.
Yeah.
You mentioned smallmouth. Have you kind of tried to hone in on smallmouth, or have you tried to do a little variety?
Yeah, I've mainly spent the majority of my time looking for smallmouth, you know, for the past 2 days. tomorrow, I'm gonna look for largemouth. The weather's gonna be pretty nasty, so I'm probably go largemouth fishing tomorrow and see how that goes.
All right. Looking for smallmouth, like looking for them on beds?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time looking for them. They're not easy to find, and whenever you do find them, there's a lot of small ones. So it's been really hard to find the better quality fish, honestly. A lot harder than it was last year, and I don't know if maybe I just got lucky and ran into them or what, but I've also heard a lot of other guys complain about it. It's just, there's just not a lot of good ones up there right now, and I don't know if it's the long winter that we've had or what. You know, I've only had 1 year of experience on the place.
Yeah.
So from year to year, I'm sure it's a little different. I do know that they've had a long winter and a late spring. The water's just now warming up, so I think maybe it's early. You know, I think there might be still a lot of smallmouth that have still haven't yet moved up.
What have you seen for, like, I guess, water conditions? You know, are there any real differences area to area of the lake?
Yeah, so it changes a pretty good bit. We had a really strong, I guess, west wind yesterday, so the whole east side of the shoreline is kind of dirty. So that's one thing that it's been kind of affecting me today. The other thing is the pollen, so that's a huge deal.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in the water.
You can't see anything in some areas, so that's really a pain. So you know, it's not quite as clear as it was last year. The pollen's a factor. You know, that's some of the things that kind of hindered me today. You know, but yeah, it definitely changes clarity as you go from different areas. Like the further north you go, the kind of the dirtier it gets, especially on the Missisquoi side.
Okay.
You know, most of the main lake's pretty clean. And then I did notice yesterday when I went down towards down towards Burlington, there was a really nasty mud line down there. I don't know where that come from.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I guess my last question, you know, you mentioned you're going to try and catch some largemouth tomorrow, or look for some largemouth. Mm-hmm. Do you, are you thinking of going all the way down toward Ty, or are you feeling like you're going to look for them up on this end?
No, I'll look for them up down this end. I'm sure there'll be some big fish caught down south, but you can't do both. I mean,
yeah, it's hard
this place is huge.
You got to commit to one direction a little bit.
Yeah, this place is really big, and that was one of the biggest adjustments for me, was trying to, like, whenever you look at this place on a map, you say, okay, well, I'm gonna fish this, this, and this, you know.
Yep.
And then you get here and you're like, oh, that's like 10 miles over there, you know, and then, you know.
You make a short run and that run turns out to be 15 minutes.
Right, exactly. On a day like today, that's okay. You know, in a good fishery like this, you can make a decent long run just to fish one spot, because it may really pay off for you.
Yeah.
You know? But on a day like today, that's okay. You know, Thursday there's liable to be 5-footers out there, and so a 15-mile run ends up turning into a 30-minute ordeal, and you get your brains beat in, you know, so.
That's for sure.
This place can be brutal, so.
All right, well, man, it sounds like it may not be quite what you wanted, but still Champlain is still pretty good.
Yeah, man, it's a phenomenal fishery. It'll still take, you know, there'll be a lot of really tight weights, and I imagine they'll be pretty good, you know. We'll just have to see how it plays out. I'm excited for it. Today was pretty good. Yesterday was kind of a wash because I killed my trolling motor batteries at 10 o'clock. Okay. And I had to milk them today to last, but I just put some new ones in, so hopefully they'll last all day tomorrow.
All right, well, good luck out there, man.
You bet, thanks, man.
All right, folks, we are closing down day 2 of practice with the one and only Brian Latimer. Brian, you have been here a few times.
Yeah, I've been here.
And I noticed you put some smallmouth on Instagram today.
Yeah, I caught a couple
which got me
smallies.
excited.
Yeah, a couple smallies today. I never caught any of the right smallies, the tournament smallies, but
all smallmouth or right smallmouth?
yeah, but
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, you always need those 3+ pound fish.
Yeah.
I never really caught any. I caught 1 3-pound smallmouth today.
Okay.
That was it.
Well, you're going to need more than the one every day, I would say.
You're going to need more than 1 3-pound smallmouth, guaranteed. I promise you.
To me, you're a guy who's like awesome at fishing shallow. You're awesome at like kind of doing a few different things. You can throw a moving bait. You can do some finesse stuff.
I got like 3 things that I can do really well, and then that's it.
Okay, I'm going to build you up.
All right.
Everybody, Brian Latimer, in case you don't know, won the FLW Tour event at Lake Seminole this year, which is a huge achievement and requires you to be good at things.
Definitely, that's true. I got like 3 things.
And you did 2 things in that tournament.
Yeah, 2 things. I cranked and flipped. So that's 2 of the things I do. I crank, flip, and throw a wacky rig. When it gets outside of that, it starts getting sketchy.
All right, well, I don't know about cranking, but I tell you what, do you know how much money's been won on this lake flipping and throwing a wacky rig?
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, that really helped my confidence right there.
All right.
Because I was really kind of like...
Run that by David Dudley.
Yeah, I know, exactly. It's a very good point. Very good point. But yeah.
So tell me, are you trying to dial in on smallmouth? Are you trying to dial in on largemouth? Is it a little bit of both? What's your preference out there?
You know, when I fish up here or, you know, up north, I actually prefer to fish for smallmouth.
Okay.
When I'm fishing up this way, I just feel like there's more smallmouth habitat up here.
That's a
It
fact.
leans more towards the smallmouth side, a little bit more predictable. I know there's a lot of largemouth up here, and there is some largemouth habitat up here, but I think it's more conducive to fishing for smallmouth up here. So I have been fishing for smallmouth more. Now, I've caught more largemouth than smallmouth this week.
All right, that's a little bit odd,
So
but
that is what it is. I don't know what to
You'll
tell
take
you.
it.
Yeah, it is what it is. So it seems like the largemouth run a little bit smaller on the north end to me.
Okay.
You know, I know it's been a lot of largemouth caught here over the years up north, but every time I catch one, it's hard to get over that 3-pound barrier with largemouth here.
all right. What's I know tomorrow the weather I think is supposed to be a little nasty.
little sketchy
And today
tomorrow.
was like pretty pristine.
Perfect, because yesterday was all over the place, calm, then very windy, and then decent. You know, today was definitely by far the best weather that we'll have.
What's your plan for tomorrow? Do you want to try and shake anything up or just kind of keep scrounging around?
I'm probably gonna go down south. I never go down south in practice.
Oh, fun.
And you know, the whole deal is to try to make the cup. I think I found enough to where I can get in the cup. Haven't found enough to do well in the tournament yet, but
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I can scrabble my way through and get to the cup.
Yep.
So I think I'm gonna risk it and go down south and see if I can't get anything going. I never get to practice down there. I've practiced down there one time and loved it and didn't end up fishing down there. So I'm gonna try that.
All right. I kind of like that because you are right. Like there's a bit of it's the last tournament of the year, so you have
Yeah.
a chance to either gamble or try and play it safe and make sure
Yeah.
you're in Hot Springs.
I know for a fact that I haven't found the winning school of fish, and I haven't seen the potential on what I'm doing. I think if I spend another day up here, it's going to be the same thing. So I'm just going to try something totally different.
Okay. One question I've got, and maybe you can answer this, maybe you can't, but
Yeah.
what do you think, or maybe you don't want to because it's secret, but what do you think the like primary stage of the bass is
Oh, it's a
up
good
here?
one.
Because
It's a good one.
I know there's probably some fish doing everything, right?
That's a good one. That's part of the reason why I want to get away from it, because I'm not really seeing the lines very blurry about what's going on to
Yep.
me right now. I've seen a lot of empty beds, and then I've seen some really cold water. I've seen some fish on beds. I've seen a lot of small fish on beds.
Okay.
And caught a lot of small fish on beds, which kind of lends me to thinking that maybe a wave. I don't know how they do up here. It's totally opposite of how it is in the south. You know, our fish are
Yep.
really romantic about spawning. Here, they just kind of go like drop the eggs and go do whatever they got to
Yeah.
do. So I'm not sure
It's
if it
a
works.
limited time period.
Very limited, very, very small. So I kind of feel like maybe it's some fish pre-spawn. I've caught some really, really fat largemouth that look like, you know, they're just setting up pre-spawning. I've seen fish sunning on their docks.
Okay.
So I think there's a little bit of everything going on. I think
Interesting.
it's some post-spawn. I think there is some definitely some spawning. There's no doubt about
yeah.
that. And then there's probably a group of pre-spawn fish,
Okay.
is what I believe.
All right. Well, Brian, as always, it's a pleasure talking with you. Good luck
Thank you,
tomorrow.
man. Thank you.